This is the video lesson for 2.06, analysis. So let's start out with the objectives. And it says you're going to analyze point of view within a novel, and you're going to gather information. So this says the roller coaster. Sam and Jen are going to the theme park this weekend. View the slideshow to see what you can learn from their visit. So you'll go through it. This is similar to the previous module where you're looking at the conversation. You just need to click next, and there's just 5, so we're already halfway through it. So once you're done with that, just go on to the next page. Here on page 2, you're going to be looking at point of view, and we've already talked a little bit about point of view before, but here you're going to read through these, and this is a short page, so you'll just read this and then go to page 3. Okay, on page 3 it talks about identify and analyze. Again, we've already talked about this before, but we're still talking about it. It says first review the prompt you will answer in later lessons, and then this time pay attention to what this might mean about observing point of view in your novel. So it says based on your research, identify and analyze a human rights issue in your novel and show how it relates to issues and affects people within the United States and one other country. For this lesson, you're going to focus on the part of the prompt that says, analyze a human rights issue in your novel and show how it relates to issues and affects people. Now that you've started the process of analysis, it's time to get more specific. For this part of your analysis, you will focus on analyzing the author's purpose. That means that you must search through your novel for examples of text that demonstrate the author's opinions about the human rights issue in your novel, and you will analyze how this issue relates to human rights issues in the real world or today's time. Then go page 4. And this is characterization. You've already explored the basics of characterization within your novel. Now you must determine what this analysis tells you about the author's point of view. Writers indicate, which means show. Writers indicate their opinions about topics through their characters. Characters fall into different categories, such as victims, some are heroes, and some are villains. So here's a flow chart, and you can see how a character might illustrate an author's point of view. Are you a victim? No. Are you a hero? No. Are you a villain? No. And so you just follow through it, and it will kind of give you some different ideas about what the author is showing. So you can think of somebody who's not even from your book. Like, let's say, Darth Vader. Are you a victim? No. Are you a hero? No. Are you a villain? Yes. What kind of suffering do you cause? I use the Force and I squeeze people's throats. This is probably something the author thinks is wrong. So that's how you look at the flow chart. And when you're done looking at that, you can look down here at the bottom and ask yourself the following questions and write your answers in your graphic organizer. How do characters suffer from this human rights issue, the one in your novel, not Darth Vader? How does the fight against suffering turn out, and what causes the suffering and why? And this is going to give you an idea of what your author is thinking in regards to that issue. So if your character is suffering because, let's say, she's a woman and she's not given the same rights as men and she's treated like property, you're going to know that the author probably feels that these things are wrong because he or she is putting it in a negative light. And it makes you feel sorry for the character, and you can sympathize, and you feel like you want to kind of help save them from their circumstances. That's going to let you know that the author disagrees with that kind of behavior. Page 5 deals with diction, and that refers to word choice. Some of the novels, they have kind of an accent, so you will need to think about that. Read through this and do the activity here. It says select the correct diction in the paragraph to show that the author has a positive point of view about dogs and a negative view of cats. So you'll choose the words here to go with that, and then after you finish the activity and you submit it, there's 3 pages on that, then you'll go to page 6. Okay, on page 6, you're going to read through this. It's very short, and make sure that you read through these questions and think about how it relates to your novel, and then go to the final page. I'm going to create another video to go through the final page here because this is dealing with a written assessment, and I want to take a whole video to show you how to do it.